All right, there you go.
Feels like deja vu all over again. Who said that? Yogi Berra. I don't know what to say. I told our position players early before the game that it might take 12 runs to win today. I was wrong. It took 13. What do I know? Obviously we didn't have, many arms available to us today. Slim pickings down there, but AJ Labus, he was the man today. Gave us 6 good innings, and he probably could have given us a 7th. If this was a conference weekend, I would have sent him out for a 7th inning. But just like I did with Jaden, and just like I did with Landon, I didn't want to empty the gas tank totally. Wanted to have him primed and feeling good for next weekend. So we wanted to run those guys out there, and I was hoping Javen Coleman could take it the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. Struggled through the 7th inning there. Their good hitter Bailey. He ambushed that first pitch fastball for a home run, but we still had a pretty big lead. And then he still gave up another run, but I thought he was throwing the ball pretty well. And then he got through the 8th inning, and then the 9th inning, it's just the walks. The walks are your undoing in this game. There's no defense against the base on balls, and I thought Aaron would be able to have it, but he just couldn't find his good slider today. And they ended up coming back and tying the ball game. And then we had agreed to do this NCAA allowable extra inning rule because of San Antonio UTSA having such a long drive home, and we didn't want the game to last forever, 16 innings or whatever. So we agreed to do that. And it's hard to shut a team out, although Theo Millis did it. And what a lift, by the way, that was. And it just goes to show, you find out about kids. And Theo stepped up there in the whatever inning it was, the 11th inning, and they get the runner, a swinging bunt, and moves the runner to third base, and then he gets a really good hitter to pop up in the infield, and then gets another really good hitter to ground out. It gives us the shutout inning that we needed to be able to win the ball game. Kids get opportunity, they take advantage of it, and that's how you start to believe in people, and you find out about them. Can't find out about them if they're just sitting on the bench. You have to give them a chance. Sometimes kids don't do well, and it might even end up costing you a ball game, but you got to find out. You can't do that unless you give them an opportunity to go out there. But Theo did something really special, I thought, and he'll get more opportunities because of it. But again, a never say die attitude. Jordan Thompson again with a big home run to get us close, and then Hayden Travinsky's been sitting there all day, and he's been having great pinch hits all year. He can't throw yet. He's rehabbing his elbow, and that's why he hasn't been able to catch. And he's getting close to being ready, but he hasn't. We can't catch him. And Blosa has been our DH, so it's really been pinch hitting, and he's been doing a good job as a pinch hitter. But yesterday, we put him in as a pinch hitter and a chance to win the game, and he just was way, way too selective. And, I talked to him about that before the game today. I said, it was so unusual for you. Every at bat I've given you, you've gone up there and been ready to hit, and you just didn't seem ready to hit and be the hero yesterday. So today, when he went up to the plate, I asked him, I said, do you know why I'm putting you up there? And he said, to be aggressive. I said, no, I could put anybody up there to be aggressive. I'm putting you up to hit one over the stands in left field. Well, he didn't listen to me, hit it out to center field instead of left field, but it still worked the same for us. So that was a big moment for him, and obviously it was huge for our team. And we went on to win the ball game. So it turned out to be a great series. I'll tell you, I can't say enough positive things about University of Texas San Antonio, how well those kids played for their team. I'm sure that, there was heartbreaking losses for them all 3 games, but they have so much to be proud of. They played so courageously, and they're tough, man. Their lineup is as good a lineup as we're going to face all year. I'm sure. our starting pitching really did a great job in all 3 games. So yeah, obviously we've got to tighten some things up with our bullpen, but I think, I think we'll be okay. We just got to figure out the right guys and use them at the right times, and we'll be fine.
Coach, have you ever experienced a 2-game sequence like this in a non-tournament setting? And you've coached for a long time, but has anything like this ever happened in the regular season like this?
I'm sure it has. I've coached almost 2,500 games, but I can't recall right now. This is certainly special. I'm just happy for the players because they get to experience something. I've coached for 39 years. They only get to play college baseball for 3 or 4 years, so they'll remember these kinds of things forever. And it's something that builds the camaraderie in your team and the chemistry of your team. Yesterday in the locker room after the game, I kept hearing guys telling each other how much they loved each other. It's really something that builds a relationship among players when they see each other not giving up and fighting to the end for a common cause. And it's the good stuff about sports, that people don't look at anything else other than they're all wearing the same color uniform and they're all battling together. It's a really unifying thing. And society itself could take a lesson from the way the inner workings of teams happen. And this was special for these kids, and I'm glad they got to experience it. I hope we get to experience a lot more things during the course of this year.
Coach, along those same lines, what are the odds of these sequences of events happening back-to-back days? I mean, these home runs when you're down and you're down to your last at bat or close to it, the leads that went back and forth. I mean, it'd be impossible almost to recreate what happened last night again, but it seemed to be what kind of happened.
But Jacques, you really, I don't know what the odds are. I'm not a gambling man, so I couldn't tell you what the odds would be. But, I noticed things about just the growing of the players and the maturing, not just as players, but as people. Like you take Jordan Thompson, for example, like you won't even remember this, but in the 7th inning after Coleman had already given up 2 runs and they had runners on 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs, and there was a ground ball hit to short and it was a routine play, but Jordan Thompson charged that ball like he really wanted the ball hit to him, and he, with no hesitation and total confidence, and he came in and he fielded and he gunned the ball over to first base to Trey Morgan, and the inning is over with runners on 2nd and 3rd. Now, had he been bashful and tentative and not confident, he airs that ball, and who knows if the game turns out differently. But what I see in Jordan, I didn't see that a month ago. I didn't see that in the fall, but I see it now, and I see the growth and the self-confidence and the maturing of a person. And then you see it when he goes up to bat and he hits the home run with a confident attitude. You see it as a baseball player, but it's something that helps build the man, and it'll reflect in other things in his life, in relationships and the way he does a job and the way he does schoolwork or whatever. And that's the stuff that's so gratifying to me as a coach. And, I hope I continue to see it, and sometimes lessons have to be learned the hard way, like today was a humbling day for Trey Morgan. He's played so great all year, and today he didn't get hits, and, and he got down on himself a little bit, and he had to learn from it, and that's what this whole thing is about. This is why these kids come to school. It's an educational experience for them. I've always said that a baseball team or any athletic team really is like a laboratory for them, much like a chemistry or gifted biology student would have a laboratory to grow. A gifted athlete has an athletic field to grow as a person and to learn to become better. And whether it's positive or negative experiences, they get better because of the whole thing. And this is all part of it. Anybody else? All right.
Thank y'all.
it's okay with you all, I'm gonna go home.
Quite the day today, Coach. I just said quite the day today. Your game, the basketball, Drew Brees retired. I mean, just a bunch
Wow.
of crazy.
I heard
Yeah.
we lost by a point. It must have been a great game. I feel so bad for Will and the boys. Darn
Yeah.
it.
They just got the 8th seed.
Did they have a chance to win at the end?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Did they? Oh,
Tip.
doggone it.
Tip in, rimmed out at the buzzer. So
Oh, come on. Serious?
yeah,
And
put back. Yeah,
And Drew announced his retirement today? Wow.
this afternoon. Yep. Yeah, a lot happened.
So we're third at best as far as
I don't know about that. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you.
All right, y'all can start with questions for AJ.
AJ, when you come out of the game there, and I guess it was something like, I don't know, y'all had a lead. I don't remember the exact score at that time. Did you ever expect that it would end up finishing the way it did?
No, absolutely not. It's just the past 2 days it's just been crazy. Like you wouldn't expect that to be like that back-to-back days. And I think whenever I came out, I was either 6-2 or 7-2 whenever I came out. And so it's just something that you never can imagine that they're gonna score 5 runs and come back and end up tying the game and then taking the lead, and then having like Gavin hit the walk-off single again.
AJ, I asked Landon this last night, but just what was the feeling of just having to sit in the dugout and watch as all these like crazy things unfolded? Like what's going through your head, and like what are you doing in those moments?
I'm just there trying to cheer the team on, like keep the energy up in the dugout and not like get down on like everyone else. And like same thing with like what Landon said last night. Like really didn't feel like I threw today, just like with the way the game went. So it's just you just got like whenever I got out of the game, you just gotta keep the energy up and like keep picking guys up and just make sure that each person that goes in like after me to pitch like does their job and can contribute.
Do you feel like this team is growing and like these experiences are creating more maturity for the team? It's early in the season, but moments like this tend to build up, you know. So do you guys feel like you're growing at all by going through these moments?
Yeah, I feel like we are as a team because most of the time, whenever like games like how it was last night and tonight, whenever like teams get down like that, they just tend to like fold and like not like have any fight in them. And like it's like it seems like it's the opposite with us. Like our hitters, they picked us up last night and then again today. And so it's just good to see that like it seems like we have each other's back no matter what, and then we're not willing to give up whenever it's late in the game or if we're down.
Obviously, you're not necessarily a reliever, of course, but you know you're around all those pitchers. How have you seen the guys in the bullpen over the last few days? Or like, do they seem kind of determined or frustrated? Like, what's their mood right now as these things kind of keep happening, where the lead's getting kind of blown late a little bit?
I feel like they're mostly frustrated with themselves because they know like whenever their name gets called, they're supposed to come in, get outs, and fill up the strike zone. And so you can just tell like some of the guys are just getting like frustrated with themselves and like they really don't have any more like confidence in themselves. So like guys like me, Landon, and Jaden, like I try and like pick them up even if they did bad, just like go say, hey, like you'll get it next time or like stuff like that.
These kind of things have happened in the past. I think maybe a few years ago there was like a walks issue that kind of got figured out, late in the season. So what is sort of the key when these things are happening for getting back on track as an entire unit?
I feel like whenever we do like done zone and stuff with AD during practices, like guys just need to figure out like what they need to work on specifically and like focus like working on that and like sticking to it. And like AD talked to us after the pitching staff after the game. He said it's up to you on like what you need to work on. It's not up to me. So like the guys just need to figure out like what they need to work on and like just go off that and just keep getting better at what they need to work on.
how are you feeling as a whole with like your grips on your pitches and your command? We're entering SEC play next weekend. How do you feel going into that weekend next weekend?
I feel great about where I am right now in the season. I mean, I had my first start this year against La Tech. It wasn't what I expected, but each start since then, my last 3 starts, I just built on each one and just continue to get stronger and better in each of those 3 starts. So I'm confident with everything right now, and with like how I'm throwing the baseball and like commanding my secondary pitches, and then moving the pitches like in and out and then up and down, just keeping the hitters off balance and just going out there and filling up the strike zone.
Any more questions for AJ? Thank y'all. All right, y'all can start with questions for Gavin.
Gavin, for starters, how would you describe the last 2 days?
It's crazy. Baseball is a crazy game. That's all I can say.
I mean, really, last night we didn't really get to talk to you last night with press, but what was last night like? Getting down to a last strike like that and hitting a 2-run home run to tie the game. I mean, the game was almost over, and you brought it right back to life.
Honestly, those are situations that you live for. That just comes down to each guy on our team. We got to take the approach of loving the game as much as you can and embracing any moment that we can. And that's what each guy on our team did yesterday and today. It was a great experience to be a part of this whole weekend. I'm looking forward to Tuesday.
Take us through your thought process there in the 11th. What were you aiming to do during your at bat, and what kind of pitch did you get?
After the wild pitch, my zone kind of opened up a little bit. My approach changed a little bit. We were trying to get a pitch up in the zone. Fastball or curveball, didn't matter what it was. Anything up at that point. But other than that, no, just opening up the zone, trying to hit the ball as hard as I possibly can, get it into the outfield so we can score that run.
I mean, you had a monster day today along with so many other guys. What is the spurt ability of this offense? Like, where did this come from? You guys are just unstoppable. Like, you're scoring so many runs. Where is this all coming from?
These guys just hit. I don't know what else to tell you. We got a bunch of good athletes in this team, a bunch of great athletes actually. We do a really good job here recruiting. Props to Nolan Kane for getting these guys here. A bunch of great freshmen, a bunch of great returning players. I love everybody on this roster. In the lineup and not in the lineup, we got a bunch of guys that can swing it with anybody in the world. So.
After like are you like tired now, or are you still kind of coming off the high of the win? Like after how long everything's been the last 2 days, like how are you feeling?
It has been a long weekend, yes. I am pretty beat, I'm not gonna lie, but we're gonna enjoy it all together. But when 12 o'clock strikes, we got a big day tomorrow, big off day. Kind of got to take advantage of that, get the bodies right, and going for Tuesday.
Gavin, what kind of growth has you seen from this team from where it started in February to now as you're entering SEC play next weekend?
Confidence, big confidence out of everybody in the lineup, no matter who it is. I just feel no matter who does what, mistake or something good or a bad mistake, we got guys that never get phased. We have people in the lineup, people in the mound that'll come in, they'll do their job for us. And when somebody doesn't do their job, we have somebody else there to pick them up. That's what I love about this team, and I'm really excited for the future. And obviously, I just can't wait to keep rolling with this team.
And Gavin, what was going through what were you feeling just emotionally, as you got crowded there after the game-winning hit?
It was a little bit emotional, I'm not gonna lie. I love these guys. We all love each other. I think it's a great group of guys we have here. We're a bunch of brothers right now, and we got to keep at it, and we got to keep moving forward. So I just love the environment right now. I love what the team's got going. So we just got to keep it moving.
Is that all for Gavin? Thank y'all. All right, y'all can start with questions for Hayden.
Hayden, I think this is the first time we've actually gotten a chance to speak with you. So pleasure to meet you. Wilson from the Advocate. The pinch hit home run there in the 10th. What did Paul say to you before that at bat?
He said we're looking for a ball out of the ballpark. So taking coach's advice, I put the best swing on it that I could and got the good result. So
what was that moment like for you? Because I mean, obviously, Paul said you've had the elbow injury that's prevented you from playing on a more regular basis, pretty much relegated to a pinch hit role. And then all of a sudden, I guess probably the most exciting moment of your LSU career thus far. What was it like for you kind of going through that to tie the game?
it was very, very exciting. I'm not gonna lie to you. There was a very stressful past 2 days with how we haven't really shut the door. But I mean, we have a team full of guys that are going to go get the job done no matter who's in the lineup or regardless of who's playing. So yeah, it was exciting regardless.
Because of the way y'all done it yesterday with all those home runs when you seemed like you're about to lose, did it feel like once Jordan hit that home run that y'all were, obviously you're like kind of right back in? Did you feel like, okay, we got a chance here?
Yeah, I mean, even when Jordan came up, I mean, we've managed to keep good energy the past few days, and I think that's really helped prior to the past few weeks. But when Jordan came up, he's obviously been big in clutch situations throughout the year. So he hit that ball, and then, yeah, I felt very confident going into the situation.
Hayden, Gavin said you guys' confidence is just through the roof, especially after these 2 games. What does that jump been like from where you guys were in February to March?
I think we've just embraced who we are and the talent that we actually have, with players coming back from last year and then a bunch of new talented players. I think it's all meshed really well, and we all have a really good locker room chemistry, and then it's just managed to flow on the field. Good to go.
Any more questions? Thank
Awesome.
y'all.
Appreciate you guys.